like the number is lower than it was yesterday.
No.
But I realized that so one of my friends gave me money
Uh-huh.
um, because he doesn't have a debit card. So I bought it, but I guess because I'm also the project person, it won't let me buy my own book. I don't know why,
Huh.
but it refunded me my money, and I'm like, why would you do that? I
What?
didn't want a refund. Oh, hello everybody. Sorry.
Hello, hello. We are live. Welcome to WyzGyz Entertainment. This is your host, Wyman. We are joined by our awesome guest, Justin Dutton, creator of Unstitched.
Chip, chip, cheerio, and all that.
Oh, actually.
I don't know why, but I've decided that this is going to be the character I do
now. You're taking on a new persona. Okay, have we at least gotten Shaher patches yet? You already responded back. That's pretty cool that yeah, that's true. It only makes sense. I forgot that the chats would come through even if we're not live yet.
Yep.
We haven't hit 10K yet, but definitely need to get there. She's world might end if she doesn't get a patch. Yeah, she's a huge patch fan. Let's see. All right, so we're at 72.67. The goal is 10 grand, right?
Yes, it is.
All right. Welcome, Fade. It is Dr. Dutton.
I like the alliteration with that, Dr. Dutton.
Yeah.
And much like Dr. Phil, I don't have a real doctor's degree, but it's okay.
you even come complete with a pipe. Oh my goodness. Oh, what a trip. Wait, did you just cough from the smoking?
No, I'm not even smoking.
All right.
It is completely empty. It's all for show.
Yeah, that's what they say. Let's catch this trailer here.
Fear takes form in the darkness. The darkness feeds off screams. Fear is the enemy of childhood wonderment, built on hopes and dreams. So remember, in the terror of night, to protect the child, protect the light. Try not to become unstitched.
Hi, I'm Dutton, writer and creator of Unstitched. It's a brand new story that was created by inspiration of my niece, my love of 80s, like dark, gritty Don Bluth films. And in fact, that's what Unstitched is. It's a dark fantasy, all ages story. It's a mix of Rise of the Guardians, Toy Story, and Coraline, all put together. I have a talented, wonderful artist named Laura Rimbus Humberty. She's even doing one of the covers. The other cover is a variant done by the highly talented Jason Brubaker. You know him from Mind, from Sithra, plenty of other things. Unstitched, part 1 of 2 is coming out soon. It's going to be 48 pages, with part 2 being 50 some pages later on. We got some cool tiers with the book, besides just getting 1 or 2 covers. You can either get this as a poster. This original art piece will also be for sale. And if you don't get the poster, this will also be the back cover as well. We have a mini print that's going to be on the higher tiers, like the 150 tier, which this is going to be a teddy bear based off the Boogeyman with the glow in the dark eyes, limited to 10. You get both covers, this poster, and a mini print.
The stuffed animal in the video, I was just noticing, has what looks like little bits of lint and stuff on it. Is that the way it looks on the actual teddy bear to represent the stuffing that's coming out, or
Yes. Right here.
no? Let me switch over.
Right here. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, if you look at the video, you see how there's like, oh man, this dang thing is in my way. Curses. Get out of there. Oh, it's because it's coming from YouTube. Hold on.
Bam.
You know, little bits of white stringy stuff all over the entire doll. Here and here and here.
Yeah. That was also it just being slightly dirty as well.
Oh, all right. I wasn't sure if it was part of the aesthetic or what.
No, it was me being slightly dirty of like going an hour and a half to my friend's apartment, so we can film this because they have great film stuff.
It picked up everything.
My friend's apartment.
Right on. Well, you know what? Let me, before we go much further, let me put this out some more. A couple other places. Okay, what's so funny? Law intentional or just a slob? Welcome, Wolverine.
Shots are fired.
Indeed.
Indubitably.
Remind everyone, please, for those of you who are just catching this for the first time out, how you came up with the concept, how long you've been it's been mulling around in your head, and how you got this into fruition, how you eventually got it off the ground.
All right, so years back, I had money saved up for comic artists. I was gonna do a different story than this one. I got into a nasty car accident. It kind of burned that money, but you know, like 2 years afterwards of rehab and you know, lawyers and all that jazz, I got the settlement money, which basically recovered the money I had saved up for a comic artist plus a little extra. And I was like, all right, cool. It was delayed, but let's try to become a comic writer again. And I told my family, my sister at the time, I mean, she still has a kid. She has 2 now, but you know, at the time, my niece was 2. She really likes having stories read to her, and my sister was like, oh, that sounds really cool. Your niece Eleanor, though, really likes having books read to her, so you should do a book for her. And I was like, I don't have a kid script. She was like, you really cool if you did.
And wink, wink.
And I was like, all right. I get the message. But like I didn't read many like kids appropriate comics as a kid. Like I read Bones, I liked that. But like Captain Underpants didn't really do anything for me, and a lot of kids stories were like very kid-ish, like too kiddish. But I remember as a kid, the animated films I grew up with were not. And Don Bluth being a big inspiration with like Land Before Time, Secret of Nymph, and like All Dogs Go to Heaven. Even like he didn't do this one, but Brave Little Toaster. Oh man, there were some like creepy moments in Brave Little Toaster. but the heroes in those were typically all very cute and lovable, and then the events and villains or bad guys, as you were menacing and dramatic. So I was like, that's the tone I want to hit. Basically, like my old love of like old school animated movies that were for kids, but maybe not 100%. Uh, so that's where Unstitched came to be, and yeah, so even did a little shoe in for my niece of our main character is designed and named after my niece as well. So, boom,
Ooh, extra bonus.
yeah, because I'm a great uncle like that.
Spoiling
Although
already.
my niece is now 3, and when I tell her, she's like, "Okay, that's cool. I'm gonna go play Frozen," and I'm like, "Killing me, kid. Made a whole book for you.
Yeah.
Frozen's more important."
Well, just just wait till you get a chance to actually read that to her at bedtime. Then she'll be,
yeah.
what? Mind blown.
Yep, that's why I'm like, when it's physically in hand, it will be a different story.
I take it you haven't actually shown her this teddy bear yet, right?
I have not shown her the teddy bear because if I show her the teddy bear, then I won't have a teddy bear.
You'll never see it again.
Yeah. Or I'll have a teddy bear. It just probably won't be in the condition it is now.
Yeah. Kids and their stuffed animals.
Oh,
They
yeah.
go through a lot. So, since you didn't really have experience doing a children's book, how did you decide what the tone would be that you were going to write it in? I mean, did you read some of the children's books that are out now, or those that you grew up reading, and kind of get some ideas that way, or did you just figure?
So I went to school for animation and game design. That's what I went to college for. And that's what I wanted to be initially, was like an animator. Unfortunately, working like 12 hours on a computer in like a 3D space like that just kept triggering migraines for me. So that career path kind of got derailed. But the great news is when you study like story, like and archetypes and archetypes and storyboarding. Well, all right, so animation comes from storyboards, and storyboards are more or less just panels of story. So a lot of my animation education kind of slide right into actually making comics. And I really did like comics as a kid. I just wasn't able to read too many of them because when I was young, I lived in the city. Comics were everywhere, and like around age 9, we moved to the country, and then comics were like nowhere to be found. So, more or less, became like animated, like TV shows and movies, were my go-to.
So
that is why the tone is like I said, I kind of go for like the Don Bluth, where it's kid friendly, but it's like dark kid friendly.
All right. So it's like a whole dream world where she's navigating this unknown kind of scary world that she's not familiar with. Excuse me. And you're better at this than I am. What's the gist of the story?
All right, so fear takes form in the darkness, and the darkness feeds off screams. So fear is basically the enemy of childhood wonderment built on hopes and dreams. It is up to our new Teddy to protect the nightlight that is keeping the darkness at bay without becoming Unstitched himself from the darkness forces. Because fear is what actually corrupts hopes and dreams, and that is basically, to me, what hopes, dreams, and imagination, that's like the trinity of childhood, at least to me.
Yeah, that's true. So it looks like we've got a selection of all kinds of different enemies. You got
Oh yeah.
guy in the background. This is the boogeyman, right?
That is the darkness himself.
Oh, the darkness. All right.
Yep.
And then this would be the boogeyman?
Yep. A boogeyman is essentially an evil, like, so the Dream King is essentially like the Sandman, right?
All right.
So he brings the dreams to kids, and he created the teddies to make sure that the dreams are protected. Well, the darkness is almost like his antithesis of where, dreams bring hope, the darkness brings fear. So, kind of like to be his own mirror image of the Dream King, he created the Boogeyman, which is an evil teddy that unstitches teddy bears and even wears the unstitched teddies on his back.
And then what does this guy represent in the back?
He, I'm willing to say it. He's a Mike, which is MIC, which stands for Monster in the Closet.
Oh, all right.
And in truth, like how they're in order, that's kind of how it is in the totem pole of like the darkness being like the apex.
No.
The boogeyman being like right under him as like his enforcer, or like, that Darth Vader role, or the darkness is like that Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah.
And then you have Mike, which is just like a really strong enemy. And then below that, I mean, it's not on the cover, but we have bed bugs as well, which we show that in like the first 6 pages.
Excuse me.
And bed bugs are like these little pillow creatures that are just like annoying pests.
Oh, right. But they're not these guys in the foreground, right?
No.
These.
No. Those you just see as like unstitched teddies that they're standing on.
Oh. Oh, all right. All right. If it's not like a spoiler alert, are the two of them in a dream world, or I mean, is Teddy a figment of her imagination, or? Or is it top secret?
It's top secret.
Wait for the book. All right.
Ahoy there, J Monies.
Hey, welcome, Justin. Ahoy.
The other Justin.
Everyone.
Justin 2. I am Justin Prime. He is Justin 2. He is my evil doppelganger. You know he's evil because he doesn't have a pipe.
What do you think of that, Justin? Justin Prime. Welcome, Ellen. How's it going?
Hey.
Good to have you.
Hey, Fade. Oh my goodness, my dogs are barking because my neighbors are cutting the grass across the street.
Barking at the neighbors?
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is...
I am sorry about that.
I like this art style. So that is Rimazambati.
Yep, Rimbazambati.
Ribazamati. All right. So she's the illustrator, right? She's the
Yes. Yep. So my personal belief is whoever does the interior work should also do the main cover.
yeah.
Because nothing irritates me more than going to like a comic shop and you see like this amazing, awesome looking cover, and then you open inside and you're like, oh, it's practically stick figures inside because it doesn't match.
Yeah.
And like that is the most disappointing thing in like the whole world. So again, my personal belief is whoever does the interior should also do the main cover. You know, variants are variants, and that's a different thing because I have Jason Brubaker who did a variant for us. But yep, Laura did the main cover.
Yeah, that's a pet peeve of mine too, where you've got this glorious, beautiful cover, and then everything is lackluster inside in the interiors.
Yeah.
So she does pencils, the inks. Let me see.
And the colors.
Oh yeah, and the colorists.
Yep.
And was that Eric Weathers doing the lettering?
Yes.
All
yes. He's actually doing that tonight.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
So is the entire book presently complete in terms of the inks and
Yep. Yep. All the art's done.
Oh, nice.
All the art's actually been done since like last month.
And you're only just now getting it over to Eric to start lettering?
Because we just like the campaign just ended on Monday. So
the funding part of it?
Yeah.
Right.
So you don't actually get the money
oh yeah.
until then. Yeah. And in truth, I still haven't gotten the money yet, but it should be arriving. It said this week. Eric is a very kind person.
Very cool.
It's like, hey, I know how it is. Because it doesn't happen quite right away.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with bank accounts going, hey, so thousands of dollars are just randomly coming. Let's hold this up real quick.
Mm-hmm.
But Eric does have all the pages.
Nice.
And he has the script, so he'll be working on that tonight or tomorrow. So then he'll do the first bit of lettering on everything. I will give it to my editor. They'll be like, hey, let's see any grammar or punctuation errors that I may have caused, or Eric might have didn't grab a period or whatever from the script when drawing things over. So and then we also might go, hey, because when you write the script and you write the dialogue, you never know how big the panel is going to be. So once you see the dialogue on the page or panel, you go, okay, now seeing how the panel looks, I want to change the dialogue. So we'll be going back and forth with that for a little bit.
Right. Yeah, like resizing the speech bubbles and things like that.
Yep.
Changing placement.
Yep. Maybe changing some of the dialogue here and there. Going, okay, well, it was supposed to be a big scream or whatever, but she doesn't quite look like she's screaming.
Right.
You know, you just do minor changes like that.
Yep. Rosetta says, hope you guys are well. Working on my book pages and hopping around streams. Good to have you.
Nice.
Be seeing her later tonight.
Nice.
Let's see here. And then, so you provided him the artwork, and then you sent him like a script. Is it basically a script that says, all right, page 1, panel 1, this is the dialogue so-and-so is saying, this is the dialogue so-and-so is saying.
Yep.
And then he puts it together and combines it to, if you will. Oh, okay.
Yep. Because I like you know, page 1, panel 1. You know, there's obviously, because it's, you know, there's description of what happens in the panel. And you know, that was for lore. And then I have like, you know, people talking like, you know, mom, then you know what she says, dad, what he, you know, like Eleanor, what she says, and Eric just kind of adjusts it. Or you know, if I have like effects happening, or like, you know, sound effects, you know, I'll put like SFX, and then you know, whatever sound effect it is, and
Oh,
I'll
right.
add that as well.
Okay. There you go.
In case, you know, people didn't know how lettering worked. The more you know. We're here to educate the fine people at WyzGyz Entertainment. Yes. Wisdom for you all.
Yeah, this is a unique art style, I think.
It is. Unfortunately, though, I did get news this weekend. I am on the hunt for a new artist for part 2.
Oh no!
Yeah. Me and Laura are parting ways. It's nothing personal. She has her own comic on like Webtoons called Act, A.C.T. And she's planning on doing another comic that is her own IP. And I think the other comic she plans on doing on like Kickstarter or Indiegogo next year. But you know, she wants to do her own properties, which I understand, because you really can't do like 3 comics and, you know, 2 of them are your own stuff all at the same time. So, you know, very, very polite, very professional. I have nothing but kind words to say about her and her art. And I wish her the best. And I completely understand if I was an artist and I really wanted to tell my own story, I would rather tell my story than someone else's. It is what it is. So what I might do is I might do some changes like on the cover, and might change the title, and instead of saying like part 1 of 2, I might then change it to just say chapter 1. Almost kind of like you see on the Lady Death series, where it's like, you know, each book is a chapter in the series, and like chapter 1, chapter 2.
Do you envision this being more than just 2 chapters?
Yes. I'm actually plotting and writing the next story arc, which is actually going to be called Unstitched, Dreams in Despair.
Oh, all right. Because I thought it was going to be a 2-parter, and then you were
it was going to be a 2-parter. It was going to be a 2-parter, and then and that kind of like the second part finishes this story arc. And then Dreams in Despair would be another story arc.
Oh, wow. All right.
But what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of do, even though the art style changes, every 2 chapters will be more or less a completed story arc.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's kind of like you're going to carry on this this Unstitched IP and develop it further into perhaps more of a series.
Yes.
Oh, nice. All right, awesome.
Yep. The idea, I was hoping that Laura would do part 2, but in like July, well, like about mid-July, until like this weekend, she was on like a month vacation. She was like, hey, I want to be on a month, like a vacation for a month. I want to work on my own stuff. And I guess she plotted out and bit off a lot, uh, and realized that she bit more than she could chew, and she could no longer, work on Unstitched and do what she wanted to do with her own books.
Right.
And again, I fully support her because I 100% believe in like people, wanting to do their own IPs, their own stories, chase after their own dreams. Because that's what I'm doing myself with Unstitched.
Yep. Yep.
So, the fact that she wants to do the same, I fully support it and wish her well. And I am currently in communications with 2 different artists. Well, one hasn't hit me back yet, but he has an automatic email saying he's on vacation, and I'm like, ooh. But the artist that is on vacation, he was actually my the runner up for the Unstitched series.
Oh, really?
Was chosen, so
yeah. I mean,
I'm really hoping to get him.
Yeah, one way to look at it is you'll be losing an artist, but you'll be given an opportunity to another artist, so you'll be getting them employment. So that'll be cool.
Yep. Now his art style is it is like cartoony as well, but it is also very different than Laura's art style. But that is I don't want to like tell any names or show any art because
right.
Nothing's official. And I'm more or less waiting for a reply back when he gets back from vacation.
It may be too early to ask, but do you think, are you kind of leaning towards trying to get an artist to mimic what was done on the first book and try and follow that same style and just take it over? Or do you want to have like something totally different, like a departure in a new direction?
That is what I am actually still debating on right now, to be honest with you.
All right.
Because if I go with the guy who's on vacation, his style is his style. I don't think he really does any other styles.
Okay.
And I mean, I like his style. It is a departure from this one.
Okay.
The other guy is one that one of my friends recommended to me today.
Oh.
So I actually just emailed him not too long ago. So obviously I haven't heard back from him, but his style is a little bit closer to this one. It's still different, but a little bit closer.
Gotcha. Wolverine was asking what book Rosetta Allen's working on. She's got a photography book on eagles. So it looks pretty bitchin'. I'm gonna have her on at 8 today. So if anyone's interested in checking out Rosetta's book, be there later tonight. Wolverine says, "Damn, kind of disappointed. We've only got 4 people here. I think I saw like half a dozen of us tweet the stream out." Yeah, I appreciate everyone who spreads the word. Welcome, Past Master Dan.
Thank you, Past Master Dan.
Got to show Justin Dutton some love. Show all Justin's love.
You know why Justins are called Justin? This is a fun fact, but it's a true story.
Why?
You know why Justins are called Justins? Because we're just incredible. Ah!
Oh my gosh. Wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Photo book on Eagles? Well, that's different. Yep. Yeah, I know it's not a comic book, but she's CG, so I'm
And she's good people.
yeah, I'm down with it. She's also a good promoter of projects. Like the stream and get this on the suggestions feed. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody, post your questions in the chat as well. You know,
You know what is very exciting to me?
What?
Because we're right here. At the retail bundle, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can see it. I got 4 people who've claimed it. Like,
nice.
boom. Like,
Yeah, that's
4
good.
potential shops are actually going to have the Unstitched books.
Yeah, that's a trip. I like that.
And another thing that makes me even happier, we have 3 children hospital bundles. That means books are going to St. Jude's and money's going to St. Jude's as well, because out of that bundle, I'm only keeping what's needed to print the book. So all profits of the books will be donated to the hospitals.
Yeah, that's a cool fact, a cool fun fact. That all profits from that tier go to the hospitals as well.
It's past Master Dan. No, we still got 2 bears left.
Yeah, so
2 bears.
better get in on it before they're all out.
Don't miss out.
Everyone's talking about avatars. Focus, people, focus. Yeah, one of the cool things about, nightmares and dreams and telling stories about them is that it actually lends to different artists having their different takes, unique takes on it. So you can go in all sorts of directions. Really, that open-ended, I guess. I think the dog agrees. These are the bed bugs, right?
Yes.
They look like little pieces of toilet paper.
They're supposed to be like little pillows.
Yeah, all right.
Now, here's one cool thing that I don't think Wolverine knows yet. Well, I mean, he might, because I know he shows up on a good amount when I talk on Stitch, and I appreciate that. I do plan on launching a Kickstarter for Unstitched in September. I know some people on CG kind of like faux pas Kickstarter, but I will say that Kickstarter does have a different audience. And I know on like my Facebook, when I, in like one of the groups, one person was like, "Man, your project looks kind of, looks really cool," because I shared the link and I shared some art. He's like, "But I live in Japan. I can't back Indiegogos because apparently Japan doesn't have Indiegogo. They only have Kickstarter." So I'm like, well, I know that's one potential customer I'm missing out on.
Yeah.
So like I said, I know some people in CG poo-poo Kickstarter. And I mean, I understand their reasoning, but I also understand like, yo, at the end of the day, it is a business. It is money, and if I can get like a little extra from Kickstarter, that's added to the pool, which means that's closer to stretch goals, which means that is closer to patches.
That's true. That's true.
And because we're already funded, I can do a very small goal for like 500, and it can even be a flex goal because there is a difference between fixed goal and a flex goal.
Explain the difference, please.
Yep. Yeah, no problem. So a fixed goal is what I had on Indiegogo. That's pretty much, it means it's all or nothing. And my fixed goal was 6,000 because that's what I needed to make sure that I could kind of like finish up the book when it comes to lettering, to make sure I could pay my editor, to make sure that I could, get everything printed because, we're doing mini prints, we're doing posters, we're printing 2 books because anytime you do a different cover, that's a different print press. So that's more or less like printing a brand new book all over again. So that anytime each cover costs money. So that's why when I see like some campaigns with like 12 covers, I'm like, that's ridiculous because you're essentially paying money just to turn on a machine 12 different times. But so we're more or less printing 2 books, really it's 2 covers. But fixed goal is all or nothing. So you have to hit the threshold in order to get the money. Now a flex goal means like if I had it at 6,000 and let's say I only hit like 4,000, right? I would still get the like money, but it's more or less like, hey, I gotta somehow make sure that I can still make the book even though I didn't hit what I said I needed. And that's why like flex goals can be like very risky because you're like basically saying like I'll cover it myself. But like in my case, a flex goal kind of works because let's say I set it at 500 at Kickstarter, and let's say I only hit like 300. Well, I know I can still fulfill those people on Kickstarter because honestly, that 300 is going to just be added to the Indiegogo pool, and it makes no difference, more or less, because I've already hit funding. I know I have what I need to get all my books printed.
So when you go do a Kickstarter, you're not planning on doing a full-on complete campaign where you're just gonna have it run for as long as you can to bring in as much extra money as possible, and then
Kickstarter you can only like do at max 60 days, and that's it.
Oh.
And that's why Indiegogo is, to me, it is like Indiegogo is better out of the 2 because Indiegogo has in demand, which we're in demand on Indiegogo right now. So the campaign's over with. We'll pass 60 days, but if you still want the book, boom, you can still back and buy the book.
Yep. That's something I appreciate.
And I also am on several different Facebook groups where some people are like, oh, I don't back Indiegogo, I only do Kickstarter. Or some people are like, I don't do Kickstarter, I only do Indiegogo. And then I'm like, if the project's dope and it's really cool, I don't care, me personally. Right. Now, I do, and I would rather back Indiegogo because, as a customer, Indiegogo takes the money out of your wallet like instantly, so you don't have to worry about it. Yeah. Kickstarter, you're like, yeah, I backed this. Now let me remember, I gotta have like 75 bucks in my account in like 18 days.
Oh my gosh, is that real? Oh, I didn't know about that part.
Yeah, Kickstarter does not take out your funds until the campaign ends.
Wow.
So that's why, as a customer, I'd rather back Indiegogo projects than Kickstarter. But there are some really cool projects on Kickstarter that I'm willing to back a Kickstarter, like Lady Death.
Yeah.
Oh man. Lady Death is amazing. Um,
I actually got a Lady Death book from them recently. Actually, no,
Nice.
hold on. It was, I'm sorry, it wasn't, well, yeah, I did. I got one of those, and then the creators of Lady Death have a website called Coffin Comics where
Yeah.
you can order their books too. So, yeah, I got like some Patriot edition where she is decked out in red, white, and blue.
Yeah. They like on their store they do a lot of like their like covers and stuff for like holidays.
Yeah.
But on Kickstarter that's when they kind of show like exclusive covers or like
Mhm.
limited printed covers. And the next part of the story. And then you can always get that story like later on or whatever through the story, but Kickstarter kind of like that's the lifeblood. And in truth, Coffin Comics and what Brian Pulido has done with Lady Death, uh, that's kind of I feel like the best thing to do in crowdfunding and to copy. And in fact, like Richard Meyer, your boy Zach on
Yep.
YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
he mentions Brian Pulido a lot. If you watch his videos, when he talks about crowdfunding in general, because Brian Pulido has been doing it for 5 years and
Yeah.
has shown it's successful for 5 years and
Oh, yeah.
has shown like increase in sales over the last 5 years. And the way Brian Pulido does it is, it's truly a business.
Mm-hmm.
Now, obviously, I'm too small to run like Coffin Comics does, but that's the dream and aspiration.
Right. Absolutely.
Now I did see Wolverine say
Yeah. Let me.
about alternative covers. I'm not too big on different covers. Like me personally, I don't think I'll ever do a campaign more than 3.
Yeah.
I personally just like having 2 covers in my campaigns.
Yeah.
Or we'll probably just only have like about 2, at most 3. I'm not gonna do what like Mike S. Miller did of like, hey, here's Lone Star and here's 12 different covers. That's just nothing wrong with like that. To me, it's overkill, and that's something like Marvel and DC will do too. Like, oh, this event, it's like 12 books, but there's 50 covers.
Yeah.
What was it? Rob Liefeld recently did Snake Eyes, like the G.I. Joe.
Yep.
That book, issue 1, 36 different covers.
Oh no! Really? Damn.
Yeah. And now a lot of those covers are like the same cover, just like recolored. And I'm just like, yeah. Or it's like, oh, you can get it in black and white, or you can get it color. So
Yeah.
that kind of like padded the amount. But
Right.
I'm like 36 covers
This
for
is-
one. No, get out of here. Get out of here.
Be gone. Yeah.
Um,
Past Master Dan, your avatar looks like he's toking. Oh, the avatar. Yes, that's a dupe. No weed. Pipe is just a prop. I'm like a laser with ADD. I'm sorry. All the questions I've I could ever think have been covered more than once. We need new blood in here.
hi, Matanu.
Matanui. Only 10. Actually, it's 10 teddies total, but we're down to 2 left before they're all gone.
And when I do the Kickstarter, the teddy bear tier will not be on the Kickstarter. That is Indiegogo exclusive, and also because only 10 are going to be made, and it'd be a weird number thing if I try to put like 2 on there, and then like someone finally buys the other 2 on Indiegogo, and so more or less, the campaign, like what you see tier wise, will all be there on Kickstarter. Obviously minus the original poster because that's sold out, and minus the teddies.
Right.
But the hospital bundle, the retail bundle, the books, the Dreamer tier, that will be on the Kickstarter.
Yeah, and as you were reading earlier, honestly, I don't know about anyone else. I know CG has been gaga over them, but I've never been a fan of alternate covers. Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Justin. I'm okay with 2, but 3 is the max.
Yeah,
Anything more than that is crazy.
like I'm. All right, so to me, like 2 is like golden, and that's like, mwah, that's the sweet spot, right? 3, I'm good with. 4 is kind of pushing. I can accept 4, but beyond 4, I'm just like, what are you doing? Do you
Right.
not like beyond 4? I start to question: do you have faith in your book, or are you just trying to sell covers?
Yeah.
Because beyond 4, it seems like you're trying to sell covers, and like that's what Marvel and DC does. Is they'll get some, like, on those variant covers, some like really great people, but it's like when they have like 4 or 6 different variant covers, and I'm like, I don't think the book on the insides is that well if you're trying to do all these covers because you're just trying to pop up the book, like, buy the Alex Ross cover, buy the J. Scott Campbell cover, buy the Peach Mumi cover, but
Yep.
and then on the inside you're like, this is garbage. But
These-
the covers are nice.
You check out the campaign for She, Return of the Warrior.
Yeah, that was a lot of covers.
that
That was a lot of covers.
I so badly wanted it, but it easily took me half an hour, 45 minutes trying to understand what the differences were between all the perks. It was a long list.
It was a long list. Although I did like what he did of so he had cover, print, cover, print, cover, print, cover, print. Where if you're like, hey, I like that cover, but I don't want another book. You could get that cover as a print, like 11 by 17.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, like, so you would see like the same cover twice, but really like the second one was just the print.
Let's see here. Past Master Dan says, maybe if WyzGyz wore a spaghetti strap top, the room would fill up.
I was just thinking like nipple tassels.
Jeez. Oh, man.
WyzGyz is gonna start an OnlyFans.
Oh,
You
my
heard it
God.
here first.
Yeah, I'll be the only one with an OnlyFans with no fans. Wolverine says, stop trying to get people to horn in on my camo stick, past Master Dan. Meow.
Yeah, I see Wolverine says the classic comic issues. Yeah, I do agree with like the classic covers. There's just something like seeing like Superman #1 where he's lifting the truck, or like Spider-Man 15 where he's got like person on his arm. It's that iconic, like, that is the cover, that is the issue, that is what I want. And when you have all these alternative covers, you kind of lose a little, like, it gets mudded down and stuff.
Yep, for sure.
That's why, again, 2 different covers, and any variant cover that I do will probably never get reprinted. I'm still debating that, but I do believe any variant covers I'm not going to do reprints on. Lois cover, yes, if demand asks, but yeah. I won't ever reprint like Jason Brubaker's cover.
Yeah, I mean, by having limited numbers, you increase the value of what is out there in distribution. So that's a good thing.
Yep.
Take it easy, Fade Salvation, if you're still here. Have a good one. If you think back to classic comic issues, anything before like 1989, if you think of a classic issue, you can probably picture the cover. It's iconic for that issue.
Yep.
All covers don't give you that. That's absolutely true. And I share with the pet peeve of cover art not matching the interior art. Yep. Wait, what? Even any of the Dark Phoenix, oh, that's probably Saga issues. Iconic, there's no other cover. That's the cover.
Yep.
I will say, if you have one alt cover, I imagine it could serve as a cool back cover.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is something that your boys acted with what was it, God King? Well, he had 2 different covers, but like whatever cover you got, the other cover was the back cover. I was like, that's really cool. And I was thinking about doing that, but I was like, instead, what's going to be used as our poster, that's going to be the back cover for like both issues or both books.
Gotcha.
So if I ever do a reprint of Laura's cover, it will be a different back cover. That way, you know, like if you see like the boogeyman hovering over, like, you know, or Teddy and Eleanor, that is our first print, you know, if that's the back cover. You know, any reprints, it will be a different back cover, and that's kind of how I'll probably do the distinctions of, like, you know, first print, second print, etc.
Yeah. Back cover for both books and is a poster as well.
Yep. Boom.
That is such a cool picture.
It is. My buddy Caleb did amazing on that. And initially that was just fan art, but the fan art, it was just so cool that I was like, I'm going to buy this from you. Can I buy this from you? I'm going to buy this from you.
And you guys long ago did the first 48 hours backer
Yep.
raffle. Backer number 17 scored this foil print based on the variant cover by Jason Brubaker. What is a Sithra Remind?
Those are his comics.
Oh, okay. All right, gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool. Stretch goals, 8K, adding pages to the back for concept and fan art. And this one's already been achieved, right? Wait,
no, it's not.
Oh,
we
no,
are like 7,265. We were at like 7,332. But Indiegogo refunded me like $65 because I bought my own book, because one of my coworkers like, hey, I don't have a debit card. I want your book. I'll give you cash, and can you just buy it and, you know, hand it to me at work? And I was like, yeah, sure thing. And I have no idea why Indiegogo refunded me my purchase today.
As a creator and a person who has their own campaign on the site, do you have like special access to a support center, like tech support, where you could get those kinds of questions answered pretty easily? Wait too long?
I honestly don't know, because I've never had to use tech support.
Okay.
That's something that, you know, because like when you popped up when I came on the stream, and, you know, like before we went live, you had up on the page, and I noticed the number, and I was like, the number is smaller than yesterday. Why is it smaller than yesterday? It shouldn't be smaller.
Let me double check something here.
Yep. So, you know, I checked my email. I was like, at this point, if anyone asks, because, you know, like when the campaign's still active, if it gets refunded, I do get an email saying, hey, there was a refund. But I don't have to do anything because, I don't have the money yet. Now, at this point, if people ask for refunds, then I personally, I think, have to do it because, the money's going to my account soon.
Right.
But I was like, I didn't refund anybody. So that's why I was confused on why Indiegogo refunded me, and I will have to have words with them because I plan on actually backing my own book. Well, once for my friend, and then a few more times because I'm gonna buy Eric a book, I'm gonna buy Laura a book, and I'm gonna buy my editor a book.
Oh, cool.
And I'm gonna buy it, through Indiegogo just to kind of keep up with how many books I need to print.
So you don't plan on like doing an overprinting of like?
Yeah, no, I do. I do plan on overprinting, but it does also kind of help keep in mind, like let's say, like like I sell 300 books, right?
All right.
I would probably print 600, so I could overprint 300.
Uh-huh.
And that might be excessive, but in case anyone gets damaged, I have extras to replace them with.
Mm-hmm.
B, on the next campaign, I can have a tier of the catch up tier where you get both chapter 1 and chapter 2.
Yep.
Together, and then next year I'm also thinking, hey, there'll be Comic Cons next year, and I'll be a creator and I'll have my own book. So then I can go and just kind of whatever I have, I can go to Comic Cons next year. I can sell it there. If anyone online goes, hey, I saw like a review on YouTube, but I didn't back the book. Do you have any extras? And I'm like, yo, hit me up and I'll give you my PayPal and just send me the money and I'll send it to you.
Yep.
Because I know that's what Doug Ernst did with Soul Finder, is he had extra copies, and throughout the year, he's been either doing a giveaway or people have hit him up going, hey, I just I missed the campaign, or I didn't know about the campaign, or I just saw YouTube review on it when I was randomly watching comic YouTube reviews on comics, and do you have any more? And Doug's like, yeah, I do. Message me in DMs, and he would do some great customer service and make that sell that way. So he was still getting rid of his extras and still making that cash, even though the campaign's not live or
Past Master Dan says, I hated when Marvel would have a nice cover, but inside was a reprint. Yeah. Wolverine says, yeah, that's a good move. I've actually been racking my brain trying to plan out my books, and I suddenly realized I have no idea what to do with the back cover. Lol. I'd relate this to Unstitched somehow if I could think of a segue. Lol. All this alt cover talk based on one thing Justin said, mostly in passing. Yeah. One of these days I'd like to release my own type of book, and that's one of the things I've wondered about myself, whether to do a full wraparound cover, equivalent to slightly larger than double page spread, because you have to think about the screen, and then or do two different covers, one on the front, one on the back, or possibly do something similar to EVS and John Malin, where you've got your branding logo on the rear of the back.
Yeah. Me, I like art.
Yeah.
I like pictures. So, and I know Tim Lim. That's kind of where I actually got the back art idea from, was Tim Lim. for like Black Ops and like Carmen America. He had front and back cover. So did like Josh Howard on like T-Bird and Throttle, and George Aliacalypse. That's how you pronounce his last name. The Mary Sue book. He had a front and back cover as well.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And I like back covers because it feels like you're like, hey, here's more art to look at, and it's awesome, right? Because that's what comics are. It's pretty pictures.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see.
Hopefully, I mean, we might not hit it, but you know, since we're here, so we know like 8K. I'm adding extra pages in the back, for like fan art, and I'm gonna show some of the concept art. And I do have some amazing fan art already, and I would just like really love to show that off. And add it in the back. At 10K, there's gonna be an unstitched patch because I was thinking about doing a bookmark, and Shay was like, "It should be a patch," and I was like, "But a bookmark seems more realistic." She's like, "Patch," and I was like, "All right, patch." Plus, she like, all right, so she's a great friend, and has been a wonderful person. She's just has a great channel. But just the idea, like, she's having a bomber jacket, and she's gonna have patches of all the different CG projects. So I'm like, yeah. So that's why she's like kind of pushing everyone to a patch. That way, her jacket's almost like a Hall of Fame of like CG books. And I'm like, well, if Unstitched gets a patch and it's on the jacket, then I know I'm legit.
Yeah. And then when you hit that level, then you make your patch the biggest of them all, so it takes up the most room on the jacket.
Oh god, it'd just be obnoxious. It'd be something that I might do now. And at 15K, we're gonna like I said, I'm a big fan of art. There's gonna be a print that's gonna be in every physical tier, because you know digital won't get these, like you know patch and beyond. But any physical backer, they'll get a free print with their order. The artist is to be determined. I am in talks with someone, and they said yes, but they also don't want to do it right now because we got to get closer to 15K.
Yeah, right.
Now, you know, when we get closer, then I will reveal who that artist is, and then they'll actually start to work on it. But they're excited. I'm excited. We're both excited. We just need more people to be excited to get there.
Oh man, I already know who it is. It's Shay.
No.
She'll do a hand tricky unstitched.
That's what everyone wants. They all want hand turkeys.
Wolverine says she only loves us for the patches we can provide her.
This is true.
Uh,
I have no other quality or anything that I can offer but the patch.
Oh my gosh.
And then at 20K, that's not really anything that you know fans will get, but everyone on my art team, you know, obviously excluding me, will get bonuses for their hard work, and basically me saying thank you. But you know, and then if we hit beyond 20K, I'll think of more stuff.
All right. Sweet. Yeah, so we are in demand. Checking out the perks here, we've got the Dreamer tier, which is the featured one.
Yep.
And props for having a featured tier. Some campaigns don't have them, although
Shame
I
on
think
them.
everyone should. That gives you the both covers, the poster, and the mini print.
Yes.
The poster, that's just under 11 by 17, isn't it?
Uh,
So you can fold it in half and it fits.
yeah.
I think I'm probably one of the few people in all of CG who
You want a movie poster?
yeah
You know what?
pushing for me.
I'm. When is you know what? We'll talk later, but I think I might do something special for you.
Oh my gosh. Or maybe even do something for like your next campaign. Consider adding something like that for the next campaign.
Yep.
Let's see here. So then you get the digital copy. So you get a PDF version, I believe. Digital. It is PDF format, right?
Yes.
Cool deal. Then we get the Unstitched poster.
Yep.
I think
That is just the poster.
Yep.
But I understand why no one's backed it because why back just the poster when you for only $55 can get 2 books and the poster.
Yep. That's true. We got the
Laura Rimazabati cover.
Ramazambati cover. Yep. And then this one is the Jason
Brubaker cover. We got the retail bundle with buyback.
I still get a kick out of the 99% off.
I mean, it's just so valuable.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's a steal.
Look, $25. You're robbing me. You're robbing me. Just straight. This book is worth so much money.
Yeah, it is. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, the retail bundle with buyback, 4 of them already claimed. You get 3 of the first book, 3 of the. Wait, hold on.
3.
Yeah.
You're getting 6 books, 3 of each, and then 6 mini prints.
Nice.
And these will be bag and board and just boom ready for the shop. And if because I'm in North Carolina, any shops in North Carolina, Virginia, or South Carolina, so I'm willing to go up one state, willing to go down one state, because it's not too bad on gas. Even if you live on like the other side of the state, I'm willing to do it.
Nice.
To go visit your shop as long as you let me, or COVID or whatever rules restrictions your state or city might have, because that's a thing. And help sign the books, sell the books, and be like, yo, I'm the creator, buy these books because this shop was lovely enough to take the chance on me.
Yeah.
But if they can't sell it and they tell me, they can ship the books back to me, and I will basically buy the books from them.
That's a hell of a deal. You can't. It's a win-win.
Yeah. I'm getting books sold in bulk. I'm getting a little bit like exposure where people go, oh, I never heard of Unstitched, but the covers look dope. Oh, look, this came from Indiegogo. Man, I might back the next campaign.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah. So it more spotlight for the books and more ways for people to know, even if they didn't know about the campaign before.
So, is there something like on the inside of the book that will identify it as having originated from Indiegogo?
Yeah, I will have I'll have like follow me on like Indiegogo and Kickstarter.
All right.
Like it's like probably one of like the last pages.
Gotcha.
That way, people can just, if they type in like Justin Dutton on Indiegogo or whatever, you can like follow this person. You can do that on Kickstarter as well. So anytime like that person has a project that comes out, you can go, oh, okay, cool.
Nice. Yeah, that's a deal for a retail bundle.
Yep.
Take advantage of that, everyone. Back this book. Then you got the Children's Hospital bundle.
Yes. Now, someone asked me why the Children's Hospital bundle was $10 more, and that is because, again, all profits to this will be going to the charity, and I kind of wanted to make sure that the money that goes to the hospital wasn't just small potato change. So adding like a little like $10 extra, like I said, I'm only getting what is needed to cover like the print of the book. So just doing that $10 extra, that's $10 more going to the hospitals. And that's the whole reason why it is, just because I wanted to make sure like because St. Jude's and a lot of they're just great charities, and I want to make sure that not only they get books, but I want to try to make sure they get as much money as possible.
Right on. And then we've got the Big Dreamer. This is like the primo package, in my opinion.
It is.
That gives you the Boogeyman teddy bear. It's got glow-in-the-dark eyes. You have both of the covers, both books.
Yep.
You get the poster as well as the mini print. And there's only 2 bears left, everyone. Buy it before they're all gone.
Bears.
2 more bears.
Yep. And the person who is making the bears, because I have 5 made plus my own personal bear, but he is not for sale because he is what I've been using as a prop to show everybody what the bears look like. So technically there will be 11 made, but only 10 will have a certificate. And whoever backed, like the first bear will get 1 out of 10. Whoever backed the second bear will get 2 out of 10. So you know what number bear you got.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
As well, because and my bear obviously does not have a certificate because he is, again, just not for sale. He is my own personal bear that I can take to Comic-Con and sit him on the table, and people can look at him and go, "Oh, that's really cool." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a character in my book." And they're like, "What book?" I'm like, "This one." You should buy the book so you can know more about him because he looks cool, right? Buy the book.
Absolutely. You got to also let me see. When he's on the table, you might have to put like a chain or handcuffs on it so nobody steals it. Because
I might, instead of like at the table, like where because you sit down, you have your banner thing that's like your name and like your book or whatever. I might have him like chilling behind the table with me, but still highly seeable.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That way, no one can be like, "Oh, watch me 5 feet dash run."
So, do you think there's a chance when you do your first convention and you're promoting your book Unstitched, do you think you'd go so far as to like hire a cosplayer to dress as the Boogeyman teddy bear?
That will be a very difficult cosplay, but if someone ever cosplays as that, I might have to do something special for that person. So far, Shay has cosplayed as both Illinois, and she has cosplayed kind of as our hero teddy bear when
Really?
I was on her stream like
Oh my God.
Saturday.
Cool.
She painted her nose and she had like little. I called it a mustache because it looked like a mustache. She was like, "No, it's not a mustache. It's the Stitch picture." I was like, "No, that's clearly a mustache you got. You look like you're from Whoville," because like the little mustache, the way her nose was painted, I was like, "You remind me of like someone from the Whoville from like the Grinch."
Oh my gosh.
So you know what? I advise everyone go on Red Valkyrie, look up like Saturday. It was like the last Unstitched when I was on there, and you'll see me. I'll make fun. Like I think I made fun of it while we were live. I made fun of her backstage, but I think I made fun of her live as well because she did look like a Who. It was cute. It was adorable. She did her best, but I watched the Grinch after the stream was done.
Dang, brutal.
Yes, go back on Stitch. You won't regret it.
Back him now, for sure. 2 more bears left. 2 more bears. And then, of course, the original art of the post that is used for the poster that sold out already.
Yep, and it's already framed.
Nice.
Yep, because my dad bought it because he was like, "Oh, I saw you had original art. I don't want to leave the house." He bought it like second day, and then he took it from my room and he framed it on like day 3.
Oh my gosh, he moves fast.
So I'm like, so you know what? Hear this out. Campaign just ended on Monday, right?
All right.
We are already fulfilling perks.
Whoa. Already. Damn. Nice.
Look at that.
Nice.
Technically, I'm already fulfilling perks, I guess.
Cool deal. So you're doing all the fulfillment yourself, right? You're boxing everything up and.
Yep, and it will be in Gemini mailers.
All right. Cool.
If anyone has any questions or doubts or fears, it is Gemini.
Are you going to reinforce it with a Ziploc bag?
It's not a sandwich. It's a comic.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is a cool campaign. I'm glad I got in on this.
Yep. And I know I did add the digital tier later on, so it's not quite stated, but anyone who backed a physical tier will also get a digital backup as well.
Okay.
And if you look, the digital says February, everything else says January, because I'm gonna wait until all the domestic books are shipped before I actually send out any of the digital files to everyone, because I want to make sure that the people who back physically get the books first, or at least the domestic ones. International, that becomes like up, between up to like just travel people and mailing, and sometimes things get hauled up.
Yep, for sure.
So I can't wait until I ship out all the international, but once all the domestic is shipped, I'm probably wait like another week to make sure it starts getting to people's hands, domestically. And obviously some books internationally will be shipped, just might not actually arrive yet, and that is when everyone will get their digital tier, because I want to make sure people can be like, boom, I backed the more expensive thing, so you get it first, because to me it just feels right, because you paid more, you deserve it.
Gotcha. Yeah. Rosanna wanted to remind everyone that she is a sandwich maker, and everyone else should stick to comics.
I plan on it, but I do like my bread lightly toasted, and I like pepper jack cheese. No mustard or mayo.
Damn it! Now I want a sandwich. Let's check out this trailer once more here.
Yeah.
Fear takes form in the darkness. The darkness feeds off screams. Fear is the enemy of childhood wonderment, built on hopes and dreams. So remember, in the terror of night, to protect the child, protect the light. Try not to become unstitched.
Hi, I'm Dutton, writer and creator of Unstitched. It's a brand new story that was created by inspiration of my niece, my love of 80s, like dark, gritty Don Bluth films. And in fact, that's what Unstitched is. It's a dark fantasy, all ages story. It's a mix of Rise of the Guardians, Toy Story, and Coraline, all put together. I have a talented, wonderful artist named Laura Rimbus Humberty. She's even doing one of the covers. The other cover is a variant done by the highly talented Jason Brubaker. You know him from A Mind, from Sithra, plenty of other things. Unstitched, part 1 of 2 is coming out soon. It's going to be 48 pages, with part 2 being 50-some pages later on. We got some cool tiers with the book. Besides just getting 1 or 2 covers, you can either get this as a poster. This original art piece will also be for sale. And if you don't get the poster, this will also be the back cover as well. We have a mini print that's going to be on the higher tiers, like the 150 tier, which this is going to be a teddy bear based off the Boogeyman with the glow-in-the-dark eyes, limited to 10. You get both covers, this poster, and a mini print.
Rosetta calling you out. I want to say thank you, WyzGyz. I don't want the wrath of Rosetta, so I'm a bounce. Thank you for everyone who's backs, wanting to back, will back. It's because of you we've gotten funded. Let's just push on the stretch goals. Let's get those patches at 10K, and I'm a bounce because again I just don't want Rosetta smiting me, and I'd rather her focus the wrath on WyzGyz for being late.
Thanks a lot, man. Throw me under the bus.
Have a good one.
Good to have you. You can find me on WyzGyz tweets on Twitter, WyzGyz Twitches on Twitch, WyzGyz Entertainment on YouTube, and like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch y'all out later. Ending broadcast in